Look down at this highway.
You got it?
Con.
No,
This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 18.
Yep.
I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly. I say because he's too tall.
Those
I
are the
will-
what? Those are the what? Sorrowful.
I said, I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly.
behind the times.
Sorrowful. Who's that talking about? Guys like us.
Yeah, all of us who sign cry.
Sign cry. I was just thinking of it. Yep.
And the mark is not the most high's children. All right?
Oh.
It's the mark represents something that the most high put in their head.
Right. It's a
Right.
seal.
That particular mark.
Right. With the
That's
Y.
another thing too. You guys got to learn your different marks. you
Well,
gotta learn
like
the-
you said,
Yeah.
these guys do not go deep in the study. They don't deal in the root words. They don't go into etymology.
You know, that's the oil, like what Pastor was saying. That's the oil that separated the foolish virgins from the wise virgins. That's the oil. The oil is the wise virgins. They went into the meaning of words. They looked up words. They went into the history. They went into the Hebrew, the Greek, the Latin, the different languages. That's the oil. That separates the foolish virgins from the wise virgins.
Yeah, and you're a foolish person if you teach that the mark of the beast is something other than what we teach.
You're a
We're
foolish
teaching it the right way, man.
Get it
it right
through
through.
your thick
Get it through your thick heathenistic skull.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. I'm back at you with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. And I wanted to land back off the statement that the apostles made concerning the two different marks. And as they mentioned, this is why you have to go into the etymology and the meaning of words to receive that understanding. All right, because according to the scriptures, there's two different marks. Okay, so you have the mark of the Most High. Okay, or I should say the seal, the seal of the Most High, which Yahweh Shema Shah has put into the heads and minds of the elect. Okay, it's a spiritual mark, that exemption from judgment. Then also you have the mark of Satan, okay, which is his device, his charagma, his sihip, which is an actual physical mark that's going to be inserted inside of the body, you know. So I just wanted to make some points on that, and Lord willing, this lesson be edifying, all right? So let's deal with the Most High's mark, okay, or seal. So this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 9, and it says the vision of slaughter, which is getting ready to come upon 2/3 of our people. All right, this is Ezekiel 9:1, and it reads, He cried also in my ears with a loud voice, saying, Cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lie which lieth toward the house, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed with linen, with the writer's inkhorn by his side. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. So this is these are the angels. Okay, the angels of the Lord. Verse 3, Ezekiel 9:3, it says, And the glory of the power of Israel was gone up from the chariot, whereupon he was to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. All right, because these angels, they have all the records and deeds of men. Okay, because the angels, they're watching. You know, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, the scriptures say. The point, Ezekiel 9:4, it says, And the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, so let's get this word for mark here. All right. So this word for mark in Ezekiel 9:4. Okay. All right. So this word is the wa. All right. The wa for that word mark. It says desire mark. It says mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. Okay. So the elect, okay, they're going to have that spiritual mark, that seal, if you will. All right. That exemption from judgment. You see? It says mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. A mark, implication, a signature. All right. The point. Okay. So the elect, okay, they're going to have that spiritual mark, if you will, of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in their heads, in their minds, you know. So read it on. Ezekiel 9:4. And this exemption from judgment, let's read on. Ezekiel 9:4 or Ezekiel 9:5, it says, and to the sinners, he said, and to the others, he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. So the Lord has commanded the angels to spare no one. Ezekiel 9:6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark. So the Lord is telling the angels to, you know, to come not near any man that has that mark, that exemption from judgment, which would be the elect, and begin at my sanctuary. All right. Because judgment is going to start at the house of God first. Right. Then they begin at the ancient men, which were before the house. All right. Let's get this. It's Revelation 7, because we're talking about the mark of the Most High. All right. This is Revelation 7:1. And it reads, it says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. So the angels, the 4 angels are holding back the winds, the judgment. All right. Until Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai gives them the green light to execute the will of the Lord, the judgments, the destruction. Verse 2, Revelation 7:2, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. You see? Let's get this word for sealed. Okay? Till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. All right? This word for sealed is in the Greek.
Strong's G 4972. Sphragizo. Sphragizo.
Sphragizo in the Greek for that word sealed. And what does it say? To set a seal upon, mark with a seal, to seal for security from Satan. You see that? So the elect would have that spiritual mark, that exemption from judgment. We just read about the Tawa in Ezekiel 9:4, and then here Revelation 7:4, right? We're talking about, you know, the seal of the Lord. You know, what was it? How you say it again? Hold on.
Strong's G 4972. Sphragizo. Sphragizo.
Sphragizo. All right. All right. So the seal, to set a seal upon, mark with the seal, to seal for security from Satan. You see, the elect are going to be preserved and protected. It says to set a mark upon by the impress of a seal or stamp. This is a spiritual mark or a spiritual seal, you know. Angels are said to be sealed by the Most High. That's the point. It says with the signet or private mark for security or preservation, literally and figuratively, by implication to keep secret, attest. All right. So the elect, they're going to have that seal. They're going to be protected, all right, from the judgments, and they're going to be preserved from that nuclear destruction, that second death. You see, until we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. You see, so going back to that spiritual mark, okay, that seal, all right, of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai would be in the heads in the minds of the elect. All right, one more point. Here's another one. Revelation 14 and verse 1, the Lamb and the 144,000 on Mount Zion. Revelation 14 and 1. And it reads, it says, and I looked, and lo, a Lamb stood on Mount Zion. All right. And with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. Right. So they would have the name of the Father and the Son written in their minds. Right. Let's get that word for foreheads. Written in their foreheads. Okay.
Strong's G 3359. Metopon. Metopon.
For that word foreheads in the Greek. Okay. It says the space between the eyes, the forehead, which is what? You know, your so-called pineal gland. All right. The elect would have the name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai embedded in their minds. They would be sealed with his name. You see that? Just wanted to make that point. All right. Going into that spiritual seal or spiritual mark. Right. Now let's deal with the with Satan's mark. Right. This is Revelation 13 and 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's the time we in right now, man. Okay. The image of the beast is speaking. All right. This man's digital system. Okay. The CBDC. All right. Everything being tied to the so-called digital blockchain. This man's technocracy. All right. Enslaving the planet Earth through technology under the spiritual demon Satan. All right. The image of the beast is speaking. Read it on. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay. And this is an actual physical M-A-R-K. All right. Charagma. Okay. It says stamp and printed mark. All right. Thing carved. All right. Sculpture, graven work. All right. So this thing is going to be carved. It's going to be put under the skin. All right. The root word of this charagma is karax, which means to cut into. All right. To cut under the skin. Okay. So this is plain, but this is Satan's mark. Okay. Which is physical. He's actually going to put this, you know, this is his way of branding his people, you know, the ones that follow after him. That physical mark, the mark of Satan, man. You know, so that's pretty much the point. You know, there's those are the two different marks, you know, but you have to go into the meaning of the words and the etymology to get the understanding. So that was highly spiritual, you know, from the apostles making that point. So I pray that this quick lesson was edifying, you know. Just wanted to use the visuals here to bring it home. Pray that it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakwadash, and Shalom to the next one.